All right, let's talk about one of Ford's most legendary modern engines, the Coyote 5.0 liter. If you've ever gotten into a debate about which years are the best, the most reliable, well, we're here to settle that today. And the answer might surprise you.
I mean, listen to that. That is a huge claim. So if that's you, if you own one of these cars or trucks, seriously, congratulations. This isn't just some random opinion or forum hype. It's a statement backed up by some pretty serious internal data that we're going to break down.
So, why this little 3-year slice of time, right? What is it about 2018, 19, and 20? It's not a fluke. It was really a perfect storm of engineering hitting its stride, some key hidden upgrades, and honestly, some incredibly lucky timing. And I gotta be super clear about this from the get-go. What you're about to hear isn't just my 2 cents. This is coming straight from the kind of hardcore data that Ford's own durability engineers live and breathe every single day. We're talking warranty claim numbers, high mileage engine teardowns, service bulletin patterns. This is the real deal. The numbers don't lie. Okay, so let's get right into the good stuff, the proof. We've zeroed in on 3 specific, data-backed engineering reasons that really put the 2018 to 2020 Coyote in a league of its own. First up, and this one is huge, it's all about how this engine eats, its fuel system. See, in 2018, Ford didn't just add a new system. They absolutely perfected it. It's called a dual injection system, and you can think of it like having the best of both worlds. You've got port fuel injection, which sprays fuel in a way that constantly washes your engine's intake valves, keeping them clean. And then you have direct injection, which gives you that precise, powerful, and super efficient burn right inside the cylinder. And here's why that timing is just chef's kiss perfect. Ford actually brought this system out in 2018, but they'd already worked out all the bugs and kinks during the 2017 test year. That means if you got an 18, 19, or 20, you got the fully dialed-in, perfected version. The software calibration was flawless, and honestly, it was a much simpler and more proven setup than the more complex systems they had to use later on. And when you're talking about an engine lasting hundreds of thousands of miles, simpler is almost always better. All right, reason number 2. And this one is a big deal because it's a critical internal upgrade that most owners don't even know exists. We're talking about the very heart of the engine, its oil system. So here's the thing. On some of the earlier Coyote engines, there was this little-known potential weak spot with the oil pump gears. Now, it wasn't something that happened all the time, but it could be a failure point way, way down the line. Think 150,000, maybe 200,000 miles. And Ford's engineers, of course, they knew all about it. And this is where the story gets really cool. In 2018, without any fanfare, no big press event, no marketing blitz, they just quietly started using a much tougher, stronger material for this specific gear. It was just a smart, simple engineering fix to make the whole engine more bulletproof. And the results of that one tiny change? You've got to see this number. A 94% reduction in warranty claims related to the oil system compared to the older models. 94%. That is just insane. It shows you how one small, smart change can have a massive, massive impact.
So what does that actually mean for you if you've got one of these engines? I mean, let's put it in real terms. That one tiny silent upgrade probably added a solid 100,000 miles of reliable life to your engine. It basically engineered out a major potential failure down the road. Just wow.
And that brings us to reason number 3. And it's a classic case of less is more. You know, as cars get more and more complex with technology, that's not always a good thing for making them last forever. Sometimes simpler really is stronger. I mean, just look at this when you put them side by side. The 2018 to 2020 engines, they were kind of the last of a breed. They came in right before a bunch of new, stricter emissions rules forced Ford to add a ton more complexity. So for you, that means fewer sensors, fewer control systems, just fewer things that can go wrong. The computer tune is simpler, and this is a big one. The engine is way more forgiving about the kind of oil you use. The newer ones are really picky, but yours has more flexibility, and that's a huge win for long-term maintenance. So when you start to put all these pieces together, the fuel system, that secret internal upgrade, the simplicity, you realize, wow, this isn't just a good engine. This is a legendary sweet spot in Ford's history. So let's just recap the magic formula here. You've got these 3 pillars holding up this claim of peak reliability. You've got that mature, perfected dual injection system. You've got those upgraded, stronger internal parts. And you've got that beautiful pre-emission simplicity. It's the absolute perfect recipe. And that brings us right back to where we started. And it's really worth saying again, if you own a truck or a Mustang from these years, you didn't just get a good vehicle. You looked into the absolute reliability sweet spot of the entire Coyote generation. It has the best of the new tech combined with the proven simplicity of the old design. So we've got to leave you with this final thought. Now you know you've got the best of the best. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? How do you make sure this thing lives up to its incredible potential? Because with the right care, you're not just driving a car, you're preserving a legend that could easily see 300,000, maybe even 400,000 miles.